Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you had a good Monday off and election day. So today for me, you are going to get started into an on-demand. So this was supposed to be done in class. However, it's just not going to happen, at least for you guys. Now, there are two possible ways that you can do this. First was that you just typed it at the bottom. And I'll go over what everything says, but I want to remember to share this with you. So at the bottom, I did put begin here. I actually need to space down one. Oops. But I would also encourage you to just handwrite it. And then you can take a picture and bring it right in. Now, I am asking for text evidence, so I get that that could be easier to just type in. It's completely up to you. So if you want to just handwrite it and just set your 90-minute timer, that is totally fine. So let's get into what this is today. So I wanted to choose, we are getting ready to start our serial podcast unit next week. And I wanted to just kind of test your writing capabilities a little. Yes, this is a content grade. However, I have completely lined out exactly how I'm grading it for you. So here's the situation. Daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 1st, 2020, when the clock falls back 1 hour and will begin at 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 14th, 2021, with spring forward, when most of the United States moved clocks forward 1 hour. Recently, more news stations have been asking the question, is it really necessary? So you are going to click on this website, and it's going to take you to a pro con, and it gives you 3 of the pros, 3 of the cons of daylight savings time. So you're going to answer this prompt, which says, should the United States keep daylight saving time? So for your thesis, it would say something like the United States should keep daylight savings time, or the United States should not keep daylight savings time. I give you 7 reminders. I know it seems like a lot, but since you're not in class with me, I really wanted to make sure that you fully knew what I'm looking for. So make sure you're using proper grammar, spelling, punctuation. We now know how to use semicolons, so that would be a great thing to utilize, and potentially even get you some bonus points. I don't know, many of you have been asking for extra credit. This is one way to do it. Speaking of that, I'm going to interject really quick. Your quizzes, on the actual quizzes site, the due date is listed much later. I have to do that because if I don't, the assignment locks. And so if anybody wanted to do their assignment late, they can't do it. So I know that's confusing, but if you're paying attention to the due dates on Google Classroom, you should be absolutely fine. So make sure you're paying attention to Google Classroom due dates and when I give them to you out loud versus just looking on that website. Okay, so anyway, you're giving proper grammar, spelling, punctuation. You're going to use text evidence. So that is coming directly from that website. You are more than welcome to go find other websites if you want to. Just make sure that you have cited them properly. Make sure you highlight all your text evidence in yellow. That just makes it easier for both you and I. Now, I will say in your text evidence, I am literally looking for you to cite it if you can. So it would look something, like this, according to the article from procon.org. And I'm just going to put the article in parentheses. Top 3 pros and cons of daylight. I spelled cons wrong, my bad. Oops. Of daylight savings. I'm going to go straight into my quote. So I'm going to pull out something from that article. It talks about like health in there, so that might be a quote that I was going to use to support my thesis statement. You don't have to fully give the article title every time. I would give it the first time. And hopefully this is just a refresher. And we are going to go over more of this, in the next coming weeks. I am just trying to test what you know at this moment. You'll also notice that I am asking, I'll give you 2 points for giving text evidence, but I did not mention citing it because I just want to see if you can actually do it. If you can, might be a bonus point in there for you. Also, since you have computers, it is so easy to look it up. If you need help with how do I cite? How would I cite in the paper? So that's one way that you could do it. So again, I'm going back to I'm highlighting all my text evidence. So anytime I've said, in the article from procon.org or according to the top 3 pros and cons about daylight savings time, it's stated. You can say that a multitude of ways, but that is just one option. I want you to underline your thesis. That way I can just easily find it in case I was struggling. A reminder that this is a 90-minute on demand, so you should be setting a timer to help you. So I would just pull up on Google a timer and then and that way you can know if you've gotten done really quickly, something's wrong. So you definitely want to try your best and try to make sure that you're using up all the time. And I mean, since you're at home, you have a little bit of extra time. Finally, remember that a good claim is supported by lots of text evidence and keep in a 12-point font. So how will it be graded? 5 points for completion. So that means a total of 6 paragraphs because I expect to see that counter argument. An easily identifiable thesis. 1 point for an engaging hook. 1 point for minimal grammatical errors and spelling errors. 2 points for text evidence, which equals 10. I have given you a couple ways of bonus points during this, so it is possible to score higher than that. Today, if you're thinking that you have a lot of missing assignments, also, if you haven't noticed, I am sending out a mass mailer every day about your missing stuff. So I figure the more that I can hound you about it, the more likely it is that you'll get the stuff in. So with that being said, my friends, today your job and tomorrow, so you will not see another video from me tomorrow. It will just be a reminder that I expect this on-demand completed by tomorrow and turned in by 11:59 at midnight. 90-minute on demand, which compiles 2 classes for me. So yeah, that should cover it. On Friday, we're going to do a USA test prep assignment. And then starting on Monday, we are going to head straight into our serial podcast. Your parents will get a permission slip basically from me that will just say only respond back if you have an issue with it. It is, if you ask last year's class, the serial podcast is actually very interesting. And a lot of stuff is coming out on it. So I look forward to listening to that with you next week and seeing you next week. So I will talk to you guys later. Email me with any questions. I'll be at my computer most of the day, clearly, because we'll just be doing the on-demand. So talk to you guys later.